The reason why we have defined this particular thing over here is that this after render is called after every rendering cycle. And as per Angular, this is the place wherein you would have a DOM manipulation if they ever have to do, since it comes at towards the end when all the rendering phase has been completed, and that's when this after renderer would be called. So you can basically make multiple after renderers functions over here, and then they would be called sequentially or in the order in which you define that inside the constructor. Let me just open the console once again, and then let's see if that really gets called every time you do it. So let me write down in the console log, let's say I from the render. Let me save it. Now let's see if that happens. So what would you add in 48 to make it 95? The answer is 50. 40. What would you add in 48 to make it 50? 95. The answer is 47. Let me run 47, and you can see that yes, it's being called from inside the after renderer, right? Just do that once again. What would you add in 33 to make it 14? The answer is minus 19. What would you add in 15 to make it 85? And the answer is 74. You see, is working correctly. Okay. So now there is another hook which was introduced by Angular 17, is called after next render. So as the name itself suggests, that after next render is a renderer, or is a hook basically, which will be called just once after the first one, just once in the life cycle of an Angular. And then the moment your application loads and the next digest cycle runs, that's when it will be loaded. As per the documentation, it is also recommended to have your, if you need to define any of your resize observer, if you need to define any of the observer, this is a place where you would define it. So how do we do that? Let's just say that whenever the progress bar over here that appears, I want my function to be notified, and I also want to note how much is the width of that particular bar, progress bar, right? So to have this sort of functionality, let me write down the next hook, which is after next render. It needs to have a callback function. Call that callback function, and let me define bar. Rather, let me define it properly. Progress bar equals to this dot el dot native element dot and I'm going to be having the same over here. Right, so now prog bar will have a native element, which is a progress bar. And let me define an observer now. And this also needs to have function resize observer, wherein I'm going to be having entries. Inside the entries, I'm just going to be consoling. I'm just going to be printing that value. Console log. And entries. first element in the entry, and let's say resize observer, and also let's just observe the progress bar from here. Progress bar observer dot observe. Let me write down the prog bar. Correct the spelling, content rect. Right, so yep, it has compiled successfully, no problem so far here. All right, so let's just quickly give this a go. This still works properly. So what would you add in 40 to make it 1? So the answer is minus 39. And yep, you can see that the progress bar width is being displayed here, and we have defined an observer inside the after next render. So let me just try to correct this as well. 33, and yep, it's a correct one as well. And then you can see that my 185.2625 is the answer, and then it stores it. And then what would you add in 9 to make it 79? The answer is 70, and there you go. So far, so I think now we have successfully included AfterRender and AfterNextRender in the tutorial. Let me quickly give you a brief of what we have learned in this tutorial again. So so both of these functions are called after the DOM is fully loaded, right? That's the first thing that we have seen. So it runs inside the browser. So if you're running a server-side rendering, or if you're doing a server-side rendering, these two functions will not be called. They are only called in the browser, right? Both of them run inside the injection context, meaning you need to have an injection context in order to have these two newly introduced lifecycle hook running. And it is also recommended from the Angular documentation that you do a DOM manipulation only inside these two functions and not in any other lifecycle method that we saw that had been prevalent till Angular 16. So what they say is that start using AfterNextRenderer and AfterNextRender. With that, I think we're pretty much done. It's just that let's just modify this app component as well, and let me write down the application overview as well over here. So yep, so this is the app overview. It's printed here, and let me save this as well, and let's just run this once again. Yep, it works. Let's say 32, 18, 38, and there you go. Thank you very much for listening in, and I appreciate your time that you're devoting here with me. And if you're liking my work, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon so to be notified whenever I post a new video, and you will get a notification of the same. And if you have any feedback, please do write down in the comment section below. It is very important for me to hear back from my community, from my subscribers, what is the kind of content that they wish to see on my channel. It's very important for me to continuously improve and try to include new technologies as well. Please do write down in the comment section below if you feel that there is a particular topic or a thing that I need to include in or need to correct in my tutorials. Thank you very much once again, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for listening in, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.